stopped recording in the middle. All right, so this is the second Infect League of the day. So I guess we'll have 2 videos for this. Do I keep this? I'm on the draw. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. Had to pop in a sub before work. Great stream. Thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yep, yeah, the website's up to date. I think the Hardened Scales deck is very good. I think it's not well represented because it's just one of the many very good decks in Modern. Maybe I'm supposed to get Watery Grave there, actually. I guess fetching this lets me... Oh. Huh. Bolt my face, I thought they were Burn, but they have basic mountains and a Hazoret. Burn's a pretty impossible matchup for Infect. Although I guess Phyrexian Crusader probably helps that a lot. Yeah, I did enter. I think the Golgari deck that they deck teched at SCG is a hot mess. It looks like someone put all of their numbers into a blender and just mixed it all around and see what fell out. So since I drew another Thoughtseize, I'm going to take their Flame of Keld, then we'll Thoughtseize the Hazoret next turn. If we get to play Magic, the Crusader will be very good. That's a Fiery Temper, so we're going to 6. Then I'm going to Thoughtseize myself to 4. They didn't play a land. Alright, no land means I get to stick the Plague Stinger. I know they have Hazoret, but no third land means the Hazoret's a little far off. I don't really like Shaper's Sanctuary Pikes. I think I'd rather have cards that are live off the top. I think Carrion Call is a little bit better for that reason. Anner offered to cheer to cut the line to run this back extras. No, Modern's always a format that people will play. Alright, they discarded the Hazoret. So this Thoughtseize is basically not getting cast. Basic Swamp, please. Blooming Marsh, perfect. We could get burned out here, but if we don't, we could maybe steal this game. Really? Another MG? I think we're actually okay here. They need, like, running burn spells to kind of kill us. Six, 7, 8, 9, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm just making sure it all works out, okay? Yeah, good thing we should have conceded this game. Oh yeah, they have no cards in their hand. Lol. Welcome to Thunderdome, opponent. Enjoy your stay. That was sweet. Bye, friend. Never give up. Never surrender. That's not true. We give up and surrender often here. It's just when I concede, it's because we're dead. We weren't dead, so I wasn't conceding. All right, so this is an Abrupt Decay matchup because they have Grim Lavamancer, which is a terrifying magic card. It's definitely a Spellskite matchup. Delve, fair and balanced. Do I want Dismember too? It's possible I want at least one Dismember. It kills Hazoret too. I came from the far off land of YouTube. I hear timeouts are plentiful here. They are. They're just ever flowing. Thank you for the support, Miss Bix. I feel like one Dismember is probably fine. Because remember, I could like play this as a 2 or 3 mana spell as well. No, these cards kind of do different things, Pikes. I think this is one of the decks where Abrupt Decay is better than Assassin's Trophy, because in this deck, giving them an extra land has a relevant drawback. A Year of Magic Addiction. Quillman, thank you for the 12-month resub. I knight the Defender of the Realm. Go forth and defend us from Twitch chat. I'm gonna try my Groundswell here. Wait, how do we feel about this? I think I like this. I think I like this. Seems fine. This is close, right? I feel like I keep this. I'm gonna keep just to spite all the people who have close 7 and unkeepable 6 on their bingo card. Is submitting a deck only for subs? It's not, but it's cheaper if you sub. So, non-subs, it's a minimum of $20 to add a new deck to the queue. Subscribers can add decks for as little as 10. So, another question here is, how am I sequencing my lands? Ideally, I want double green and double black. This is probably getting Overgrown Tomb this turn. And then we'll Abrupt Decay something next turn. That is an aggressive gut shot. So that's a good one to know. It's one we're going to want to play around. I think the post-mortem druid decks are competitive. I think they're playing a reasonable collection of cards that are fairly proactive. They check most of the boxes you want to check in Modern. Please explain what's happening with the timeouts. It's people embracing the meme. Am I dead? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Sounds good. Sounds like good, right? It's like turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Inquisition, Spellskite, Inkmoth Nexus. We have to hurt ourselves a little bit with the land to start, but I think that's fine. RQR Master X, thank you for the 33-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I'm only here because I don't get ads on this channel. What's going on, Matt? Thanks for the love. I think if they attack with Soul Scar, I'm gonna block. If they have a Bolt, I think I'm okay with Spellskite gaining 5 here. Lakita Taiga, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. They have a lot of bolts, so I wouldn't be too surprised if this dies here. It's possible that maybe I should, like, skip blocking this turn and, like, block post-Inquisition. We're actually in an okay spot here, right? Like, we've got Spellskite to protect our Inkmoth Nexus. We're not taking that much damage that quickly. And I have the Become Immense here. This sequence is why I took the Fiery Temper, because they drew a land. So I discard their hand. They would have been able to cast the Fiery Temper here. Blocking the Soul Scar Mage is not free because they have the Grim Lava Man, so I'm just going to take my hit here. Peace, John. Thanks for dropping in. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Have a good class. So I do this. And then we just kill them next turn, potentially, right? Like, I need to not die, and I need my creature. If I can manage to both not die and have my creatures not die, the Become Immense on the Inkmoth is lethal next turn. So they get to draw 3 cards here, but they only have 3 lands. Hopefully they're going to be constrained to a point where... So they need to, like, be able to kill my Spellskite plus kill my Inkmoth Nexus next turn. So they need double Lightning Bolt in their hand. Or like a Shatter plus a Bolt. Unfortunate we didn't draw another protection spell. So they do have combinations of cards here that can kill us, but this is definitely a spot where we want to make them have it. So still in response to this, I'm going to go ahead and use my Become Immense. This way, if their last card is a removal spell, a burn spell, they, this will still hit for a chunk of damage. So the last card needs to be a Shatter to not die here now. I guess a burn spell means they don't die too, but then they're in a bad spot. All right, sweet. It was a sweet first game. Good clean back and forth. Not bad considering our Noble Hierarch died. I'm gonna fill my water really quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're playing at least 2 more leagues today. Yes, this was we had someone cut the line to run this back with the changes that I talked about. Nah, but Anner's good for it. Anner's got the 6K crown for a reason. Can we just like talk about again like how absurd Spellskite's been in these couple of leagues, these matches that we played? Card's been like really impressive so far today in this deck. Yeah, we are currently playing without Glistener Elf. There were 2 in the last build. And there are 0 in here. Sweet. Hand looks pretty good. Humans or elves? I think both humans and elves are good matchups for this deck. Why only one main board Spellskite? Because there are matches in Modern where Spellskite's not good. So, like, you don't want to draw 2 of them in the matches where it's terrible. This will go up on YouTube as 2 videos, part 1 and part 2. Mostly because I hit stop recording on the first one before I realized Anna was going to cut the line, and it takes FFmpeg way too long to combine 2 videos. We did beat them on a red deck. So next turn I'm going to Plague Stinger for sure. The question is, do I hold up Blossoming Defense to protect from Reflector Mage? Probably not, since they missed a land drop. And I think because I have Noble Hierarch and Birds of Paradise, I'm actually not going to I'm just gonna fetch a basic here and preserve my health total. What's going on, Scholar? Are they dead next turn? They're dead, right? If they don't take this Plague Stinger off the table. This is 2, 4, 10. Yeah, Reflector Mage is what's about to happen here since they drew a second land. That's unfortunate. Please be Bugler. Sad. I think it's right to jam the Plague Stinger there. They missed their land on 2s, like they had to draw land and have Reflector Mage. Hopefully we draw a Crusader or a Blighted Agent here. Either of those would be pretty good. Sure. Okay, Thalia would have stopped us from killing them anyways. Inkmoth's not a bad draw. I didn't replay Plague Stinger because my name is Jeff Hoagland and not Alex Bertoncini, so I decided not to take an illegal game action. This isn't Man of War. This is much, much better than Man of War. That's true. Become Immense, you can actually delve through the Thalia attacks, which is great. Man, Spellskite's pretty good here as just a blocker too, huh? Just like nice 2-power creatures. I assume this name's Plague Stinger, right? They could name pump spells here. Nope, just name's Plague Stinger. Makes sense too. They just be guessing at pump spells that could be in my hand. Yeah, we've played Steamkin Red on stream a few times. You can find the archives on my YouTube channel as always. Exclusion Mage, Man of War. Man of War. Alright, so we're gonna take, I guess we're taking 4 here, huh? Because they're gonna play, we're taking 5, so we're gonna talk about Double Exalted. That's fine. I'm only at, I'm at 19, so that doesn't seem like a big deal. This attack is bad. If they attack with both of these, Spellskite gets to block 1, and then I only take 3, so they've missed 2 points of damage by attacking with both here. Maybe they thought I would chump block with a creature, but I don't think that's a very good play. I guess if they're worried about chump blocking, their play is okay, but doesn't seem particularly good. Because I have the Spellskite here, I can be aggressive with my Blossoming Defense. Actually, I don't even need to be aggressive, right? Well, I kind of want to be aggressive so this doesn't flip. Although this flipping actually gives them less damage, so maybe I do want that to flip. I think I just hit them and pass. Although I kind of want the card in my graveyard next turn for Become Immense. Oh, the choices, chat. I think I'm dead if they hit Mantis Rider regardless. I just need to keep them from... Need to keep them from having a blocker. Yeah, without a flyer, they're dead next turn, so. It's possible I should play the Blossoming Defense here, because if they Meddling Mage Become Immense, since it's the only way I kill them, and then I could draw another pump spell to deal lethal. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to have played the Blossoming Defense there, because it plays around Meddling Mage, naming Become Immense, and then I draw another pump spell to kill them. Yeah, so I think I've made a mistake there. I think that was wrong on my part. Yeah, Meddling Mage is naming Plague Stinger for people wondering why these cards are still in my hand. And like, they've been leaving this Aether Vial on 2, so it's very possible. It's very possible that they have another Meddling Mage or a Phantasmal Image for the other Meddling Mage. I guess leaving the Blossoming Defense in my hand here lets me combat trick with it, which is kind of fun. If they draw nothing and you draw a blank, you don't kill them now. Yeah, I do. They're at 2. This attacks for 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Polluted Delta, probably. Just play another Sultai fetch. You just want 8 Sultai fetches, basically. Alright, so unless they have a Meddling Mage for Become Immense or a Kite Sail Freebooter here, they're dead. We can't pay for Become Immense currently. Is that true? Yeah, you're right, right? Because this is 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I need to block here, and then I need to Blossoming Defense my dork. No, I'm still one short even with the Misty in the bin. So I need the Blossoming Defense in the bin because Thalia makes Blossoming Defense cost 7. So this saves me 4 and gets the requisite card in my discard pile. So we need to not get Kitesail Freebooter, not get Meddling Maged on Become Immense. There is no reason to show them I have blue in my deck. No, I'm really not a big fan of those deck big eyes. The combo is just too fragile. It's like your combo dying to Lightning Bolt is just like not good enough. Thoughtseize is not free. There's a Thalia in play. If there wasn't a Thalia in play, you'd be correct. The Thoughtseize would be free and we should play it, but definitely just like here to Space Jam. So like the problem with responding to the Vial activation is that if they put in Kitesail Freebooter off the Vial activation, I'd rather wait on the Become Immense. So I think if they activate Vial here, I'm supposed to not do anything because it could be Kitesail Freebooter. This deck's got a lot of lines to it. Maybe this is a feel smart deck that kills people and I should consider this one for December. This could be like Phantasmal Image, copy my Inkmoth, and they can animate it with Noble Hierarch. That actually be pretty bad for us because it kills our only Infector. Yep. Oh, they punted. They punted. They punted. They needed to activate it. All right, God bless. All right, we should have lost this game. And this is a good example of like why your record doesn't matter and like what actually happened in the game is what mattered. Because like this game, if I'm like doing good testing, this game's a loss for my Infect deck almost certainly. Because like if they don't click through there, yeah. This is a loss. My opponent put in Phantasmal Image and copied my Inkmoth Nexus, but it copies as a land. So they need to animate it before blocks, and they've moved to blocker step, which means it's too late for them to block. So they're dead. I've won this game, but if like we're playing properly and like taking correct lines, I've died. These definitely all come in. It's probably this card is probably nonsense and shouldn't be in my deck. Do I want a second Spellskite? Dive Down could be good just because like it's a combat trick too. Do you think Vines is not good enough because it's so expensive to pump with? I like that Spellskite's kind of a soft removal spell as well. What do you think about cutting Vines and bringing in these dive downs? I think I like this. Thoughts, feelings? Justify your feelings. Dive Down is good against Staticaster. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the basic swamp, the scrying is probably just unnecessary. Twisted Image, Dive Down. That's kind of funny. No, Carrion Call is for this. Carrion Call is actually exceptionally bad in this matchup because of Thalia. It's 5 mana. Carrion Call is for the heavily interactive matchups like Jund, Blue White, and Jeskai Control. This is the best card in our deck here, so we're gonna keep this. Yeah, it has, Davis. I feel like the last few times we've played against humans online, they've had Mayor in it. Manadork, 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 allow me to sing you the song of my people. Manadork, Manadork, doo-doo-doo, bee-doo-doo. Good, clean living. I like that Dive Down's a combat trick, but I guess Apostle's Blessing is a combat trick in a similar manner. The question would be, is the health total trade-off good? We can actually turn 3 kill if we don't have to Dive Down 2. That also assumes they don't have Thalia, right? Like if they have a Thalia here, that slows us down a lot. Because I drew the Noble Hierarch, I get to play Blighted Agent without fetching my Verdant Catacombs, which means this can trigger landfall next turn for me. You stuttered, opponent. Which member? Honestly, I could even see this deck wanting just like 6 mana dorks in it with 2 birds, 4 nobles, just because because we don't have Glistener Elf, having more turn 1 dork into turn 2 2-drop with protection hands is like really, really good. So maybe the scrying turns into a second Birds of Paradise. Yeah, it's very possible that this is worse than Apostle's Blessing. I could definitely see that. Yeah, Scholar, we played a league and then we played it through. I liked the deck, and then Anner said he'd cheer bits to run an updated one back. Maybe they could have Thalia still. Okay. So we're getting attacked for 9 here. They have to take a Groundswell or they're dead. So their last card does something then, right? The Thalia? Has to be Thalia, right? Resolves. Man, has it been long enough since Infect was a deck that people just have no idea what's going on? It's very possible that it's been long enough since Infect was a deck that people just have no idea what's going on. I mean, they are attacking us for 13. This is a good turn 3. This is a good turn 3 for humans. Bye, friends. Do you think it's worth splashing for Blighted Agent? Anybody want to weigh in on that front? Do we think it's worth splashing for Blighted Agent? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Yep, in. So this is a small thing, but if you're fetching a shock land anyways, you should always lead on Misty Rainforest in this deck, because we have a basic swamp in our deck, but we don't have a basic island, which means these lands get all the same lands, except this also gets swamped. So it's strictly correct when I'm fetching Overgrown Tomb on 1 here to lead on Misty Rainforest. Oh, I've never been so excited to see a Tron land in my life, chat. I've never been so excited to see a Tron land in my life. Yay, Tron! Yay, Tron! Woo, doggy! Let's get him. Let's get him. All right, fire it up. Oh no, they have natural Tron. How will I ever win the game now? Oh no, not Tron. No, not Tron. All right, you ready to run him down? You ready to run him down? Sure. Resolves. So I can't kill them this turn. If I wouldn't have played Inkmoth on 2, I actually could have killed them here with the fetch land draw. Oh. And I should play around getting Karned, right? I should play around getting Karned. I should hold up this Vines of Vastwood. Because next turn I can kick Vines plus become immense. We're playing black because of not only Phyrexian Crusader, but also Plague Stinger. Just a lot of evasive threats. We know they have a Karn on top, yep. As someone who's played against Tron before, we should play around the Karn that's on top of their deck. The pride cometh before the fall, chat. The pride cometh before the fall. Omni, I literally said why we didn't fetch and become immense last turn. Literally said why. I'm 1 short here, right? I'm 1 short. I can put 3 cards in my bin, plus have 2 mana left over. Yeah, so I just hit them for 2 here. They Ulamog me. I protect this with Vines of Vastwood, and then I untap and kill them with Become Immense. Yeah. Yeah, we defend this. Ulamog has a lot of text, but none of it is reach. Sure, but 7 isn't lethal, Omni. And if they drew a Karn, we would die. We would lose our only threat, basically, and the game would be over. It's fine. It's fine. They're dead. Again, not showing them blue. All right, so what are we doing here? This is hot nonsense. It just shouldn't be in my deck. I just like do this. I think I just do this, right? Do I want Nature's Claim? Like, this matchup's good for us. Carrion Calls for the removal heavy matchups, control decks in mid-range. I've got 3 Vines, 4 Blossoming, and 6 discard spells. I'm just gonna bring in a Spellskite and click submit. Sylvan Scrying. Sylvan Scrying should probably just be like another Birds of Paradise or something. Another discard spell. Ding. I think Inquisition's fine. I think they need to become more interactive against us, so like Inquisition's like plenty reasonable. Like that. Is there an argument that Scrying is better than Crusader in this matchup? I don't think so. What's the argument? Can you make the argument? If there's an argument, can you make one? Dive Down saves your creature from Anger of the Gods, and Red Sweepers for 1 mana, which is valuable. 1, 7, 9. They're dead to Groundswell. Dead to Vines of the Vastwood, dead to Groundswell. Threat density is what this deck fixes. You get to play Plague Stinger and Phyrexian Crusader. Are they dead to Noble? Yeah, Noble's lethal too. That one is not lethal. All right, so their hand is Nature's Claim, Karn, Ghost Quarter, and then 1 card I don't know. So they get 2 shots at a Sweeper. I don't think I can beat a Sweeper regardless, though, right? Do I just ship Plague Stinger in for 1, play Crusader, pass? I think I just play Crusader, pass after attacking for 1, and then I have them dead with either of my threats. Like, it's bad against Ugin, it's bad against O-Stone, but like, none of my other cards protect against those things anyways. They have a Nature's Claim, so they can just kill the Spellskite. And I'm pretty sure I just like, ship the Crusader in, attack for 1 and pass, and like I have 2 lethal threats next turn. Playing Spellskite plays around actual nothing. I'm like holding up Blossoming Defense doesn't play around anything. If their plays just Karn, they die. Can we beat Tower Ulamog? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think they can side out Karn. I think they need all the removal. I'm like, I know they have Karn in their hand, so like, I'm playing around a card I know they have. This felt really good. All right, we're gonna think about Infect a little bit before the Invitational. That was some good clean living, chat. That was some good clean living. All right. I am a big fan of Murder in Tron lands. I am a big fan of Murder in Tron players. That's fantastic. So close, and yet so far away. Oh. Yeah, Infect is good against Dredge as well. Is my average 6 better than this? Sounds like really decent with the land. A more disciplined player might mulligan this. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, not only is it strong against a lot of removal, but it also brawls in combat well since it has first strike and infect. It's just like another playable infect creature, basically. Okay. We need to hit a land here, but if we hit a land... you know what? I should wait to fetch that so I know what colors to fetch. Because if I draw like Swamp here, yeah, I draw Forest, I like can't cast this now. Whereas if I would have waited till I drew that, I could have fetched Watery Grave. Yeah, I should have waited to fetch. Yeah, our life doesn't matter. That's exactly correct. Against Tron, our health total is irrelevant. This hand's actually not stellar against Tron. ASDX St. John, thank you for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. The one more land in your deck is pretty statistically insignificant. The getting more information before I fetch is more valuable. Fetching also shuffled the non-land we scried to the bottom away. That is true. Hold on. If it's not 1.5%, that person can get a timeout. There's 52 cards in my deck that I don't know the position of. Sorry, I'm at 6 cards. So there's 53 cards in my deck that I don't know the position of. There's 20 lands in my deck. Sample size is 1. I want 1. So I'm 37% to hit with 20 lands in my deck. Oh, wait, the first time it should be 50. It should be a 20 out of 52, right? Yeah, it should be 20 out of 52. Yeah, it's about 1%. That's probably not unreasonable. Close enough. Close enough. You have to compare the percentages. I think we're dead here, chat. I think we've died. Was Clacker sweating? Honestly, I'm not sure. I can't remember the last time somebody said something in chat. I was just like, man, if that's wrong, you're getting timed out. And then I didn't time somebody out. That's fair. You should be proud of that, Clacker. Normally when people post stuff like that, I'm like, that's gotta be wrong. Usually they're wrong. Hypergeometric timeout. Thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for the half a year. Paula Cantino with the sub gift for Clacker. That's great, Paula. Now say Stoneforge is oppressive to balance the scales. This chat is great. Well, I mean, like, as far as, like, non-land draws go, that one was towards the top. Are they dead next turn? This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so land kills them next turn, potentially. Depending on what they do here. They've been spinning their wheels. We could get Ulamog this turn. If we get Ulamog, we're probably dead. Second Noble, also good. I'm gonna concede to Ostoner Ugin here. This deck pivots hard and fast. Just Worm Coil, all right. Bunch of lethal draws. I've actually never had the sub sound turned on my computer down here. My computer upstairs where all those gifts happened is on Windows for streaming, and I haven't figured out how to split the audio on that operating system. Just haven't taken the time to look into it. That's unfortunate. It's like a really awkward and sad pump spell. All right, so I'm gonna attack for 2 here, and I'm gonna play Blighted Agent. In a lot of instances, Bird is like a tapped land. This is not one of those instances, however. Yeah, it's attack, play Blighted Agent, pass for sure. I think we're in a position where we can beat Ulamog at this point, right? I think so. Maybe not if they attack my mana. Let's see what they do with the Ugin or the Ulamog. So this gives me, I have live draws here still. So land, Noble Hierarch, become immense pump spell still lethal. That's true, yeah, but Ballista is really good against us. They are going to gain 6 this turn, which is very good against our aggressive deck. Land. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Man, our draw was miserable this game, and we killed them. He says as he gets fatal pushed. All right. Whew. Whew. I realized for a second they had black mana there, and I was like, we're about to get fatal push to look real stupid, aren't we? We are not playing Might of Old Corso. Yeah, this Infect deck is sweet. I like this a lot. I'm definitely looking for something very proactive to play in December. Jeff, how do I have a productive dialogue with my modern group about lootings and stirrings bans? Every time I bring up the reasons behind it, I get called short-sighted or told the format has always been this way. You give up. Modern is what it is. Let people enjoy being degenerate. Let them laugh about Stoneforge Mystic being banned for some reason. Standard is great. And we will have a new format to play next year and can move past modern then. Hey, thanks for the fun and interesting content. Mad, thank you for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Next time on Jeff Furiously types on Twitter. See, that's why, like, I typed quickly there, right? I'm not mad. I'm just like, I just typed quickly. Whenever anybody hears me typing, they're just like, he's so pissed off. It's like, no, I just typed quickly. I just typed quickly. This hand is really tempting. This hand is really tempting. This is a viewer submitted deck list originally. I don't know. Groundswell seems better than Might on average. The timing on it's really important. I think I keep this. Like with an Infect creature, this hand is just like the nuts, right? I also have like 8, 14. Like this can attack a couple times. In. Good, clean living, chat. Do you That was an exceedingly bad fetch. I would like the record to reflect that I am aware that that was an exceedingly bad land to fetch. It's fine. They're gonna kill our creature. I'm gonna concede, and we'll move along with our lives. But I would like everybody to know that I am aware that this should have been an Overgrown Tomb. Fetch land. I'm gonna draw like Inkmoth Nexus and get extra punished. Asked at a bad time to last again. Would it be alright to splash white into Tron again for Rip and Path? I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Relic's not very good against things like Dredge. Rip poses them in a much different way. Man, the discard spells are good in this deck. Have you gotten to the point yet, Larynx, where people start replying all, saying, please stop replying all? That's my favorite of those company-wide. Somebody started messaging the entire company emails. Is when people start sending the email to everybody saying, please stop sending the email to everybody. Because you always get there eventually. It's where all those emails end up. Not yet, but I'm optimistic. Unsubscribe. Yeah, hexproof does not prevent infect. Drawing a land there is great. I'm gonna leave this unfetched because it works with our Groundswell later. So most pump spells are lethal next turn. Oh, I guess they're gonna not my thoughts here, right? Sure. Inkmoth. I'm probably supposed to split these 1-1, right? Shouldn't we have let that happen? Why? Oh, so I could draw Become Immense? Maybe? Yeah, maybe it ended up working out for us because I didn't rip the pump spell. But yeah, I guess if I let that happen, I kill them with Become Immense or Groundswell there. Explain to me why Infect is a fair, enjoyable deck while Tron is on. It's very simple. Infect is a deck that cares about discard spells, counter spells, and creature removal. You know what Tron cares about? Things that kill your lands. Do you know how many things could kill your lands that are playable in Modern? So few. So very few things kill lands in Modern. Very, very few things. Infect is interactable on basically every axis that you can interact in Magic. Whereas Tron, you can only interact with things that we don't design anymore because they're a miserable gameplay experience. And that's something that I feel like a lot of, and that's really that's something so many Tron players don't get, is the land destruction axis, the axis on which you're able to interact with Tron is very, very different than the axis through which you can interact with decks like this. I'm gonna concede to a Walking Ballista here. And that's the big thing people don't get when they're talking about why is this okay but this not okay. Sure, yeah, and like Ponza's a deck that's not good, right? Like these subset of cards, like look at the cards that people can main deck that are good against Infect, and look at the number of cards that they can main deck that are good against Tron. And there are far more cards people can reasonably main deck that Infect cares about than people can main deck that care about Tron. Infect generates back and forth games of Magic that have play and counterplay in them. You know what decks Infect is really good against? Linear, obnoxious decks that aren't trying to play honest games of Magic. Those are the decks Infect craps on. Infect craps on decks that are trying to ignore you. On that metric, I think this is an awesome deck to have in the format. When Infect was one of the best decks in Modern, was one of my favorite times to play Modern, because it forced a lot of the linear, it basically acted like Splinter Twin. It forced a lot of the linear nonsense out of the format and rewarded you for playing a bunch of interactive cards. That is the big difference between Infect and Tron. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. All I ever want to do is Karn people, Mantis Rider people, or Gristle Master people, at least until Stoneforge is let out of the cage. Thank you for the 8-month resub there, Greeny T. And I get it. There's plenty of people that don't like Infect, just like there's plenty of people that don't like Tron. There is a reason why I've often described Modern as the format that has 50 playable decks and everybody hates all of them. Because if you look around, you're going to find somebody that hates basically every deck in Modern. Just how it is, right? A lot of this is subjective. But from a quality of gameplay perspective, you can quantify what makes Tron more frustrating to play against than a deck like Infect because of the cards that allow you to interact with it as a deck. Don't worry, when Stoneforge Mystic gets unbanned, there's going to be a Splinter Twin behind a cage in that emote. We'll swap it right on out there. Just funny, somebody else was like, Jeff, what are you going to complain about if they eventually unban Stoneforge Mystic? I was like, Splinter Twin, duh. Yeah, I think the Twin ban was a mistake. Pod, sure. Pod, Splinter Twin, plenty of cards that just shouldn't be banned in Modern. Rough. Man, how incredibly rude they interacted with my creature. Yeah, actually the mirror. That's funny. We died to Tron the second time, actually. Walking Bliss is very good. So, like, Infect's got a good Tron matchup, but one of the reasons why Tron is so obnoxious, too, is that, like, Tron is a deck that just, like, keeps getting better as more sets get printed. The deck just has gotten so many tools in recent months. I think Storm is one of the... It's somewhere in the middle. The fact that Storm is able to combo without a creature in general, I think, is obnoxious, because, like, creature removal isn't always relevant. But... Alright, so they've done that, so they're dead to our pump spells here. You've hit me for 11. I'm gonna kill you next turn. I don't think Pod is too good. I think anything that is as slow and interactive as Pod just automatically is fine in a format as fast and degenerate as Modern. Modern's not a format about generating value. Modern's a format about killing your opponent. And Birthing Pod doesn't kill them until turn 4, turn 3. Worldbreaker and Ulamog are fairly recent additions to that deck. By Modern standards, Worldbreaker and Ulamog are recent additions. Alright, so I want these. I don't want this. I think these Vines of the Vastwood come out because they're the slower one. They're the slower pump spell. Is Phyrexian Crusader too slow? What do you think? What do you think of cutting this? This is probably too slow, right? Oh, Vine stops their pump spell. Yeah, super right. Super right. Is this boarding down on too many threats? What do you think of this? Is Dispel better than any of the cards I'm currently playing? Sure, Hasu, he didn't cash the tournament. Did you look at the numbers in his deck? The numbers in his deck look like he punched his removal spells into a random number generator and they popped out. Just like 2 Mishra's Bubble, 2 Fatal Push, one Traverse, a Thrun. Just like, what year is it? Oh yeah, if I'm cutting the Crusader, I don't need double black. That's a good suggestion. I like that. Okay, and Bird is like only fixing. I could see when I'm on the play, if I lose this game, bringing what's it called back in, bringing my Crusaders back in. But I think on the draw, I want to be more interactive. I think I want more removals and ways to do it. So, punishing fire should stay banned for the same reasons that Umezawa's GTA is banned. It creates miserable play patterns. If you've ever played a game of Magic that ended with 2 players firing each other out over several turns because they killed all the creatures in play with their stupid punishing fires, you'll understand why that card should never be legal. No, there is not a Deckmaster for Magic Online. Magic Online streaming would be infinitely more accessible if we had a Deckmaster plugin. Worth noting that these Abrupt Decays can't hit this Inkmoth Nexus, but Assassin's Trophy could. What are my thoughts on Mental Misstep? It's a really terrible card because people play Mental Misstep to counter their opponent's Mental Missteps. So just like every deck starts at 71 cards when Mental Misstep's legal. You play 4 or you have 0 1-drops. Yep, it's a good way to phrase it. You'd start at 71 because you'd have 4 missteps in every deck. Oh, I should have played an Inkmoth of my own there, right? That was incorrect. So that's true. Some play Chalice instead. I played the wrong land last turn. I should have played this so I could attack them back here. So I've missed a point of infect with my sequencing. Sure. So my splash kind of being awkward here with our double agent in hand. Stream's gone well today. I've really, oh, and they didn't block there. I should have Pendelhavened. Just dropping points all over the place here. Snapbolt Snap, thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. They announced no changes in all formats again at the end of the month. I think I want to kill this. So I've missed 1 to 2 points of Infect so far this game, which is a big deal. Definitely could end up costing me here. It's a great draw. What are you working with over there? Information is king. Give me the data. I'm gonna take the Blossoming Defense because Blossoming Defense cannot be spellskited. We're not dead because I have a Spellskite in play. This might be aggressive. I should probably protect this from a Dismember. I don't know. I missed a couple of points, so I kind of need to catch back up. Okay. Awkward. I mean, I'm technically winning this race with my Pendelhaven, right? Like, I've got Pendelhaven and double Inkmoth, so I'm technically ahead at the moment. So I don't care about any of the cards in their hand, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hold up Vines of Vastwood here. Nah, I think I'm fine just like going back and forth like we are now. No, Vines on their Spellskite doesn't work that way. If I Vines their Spellskite, they can't target it with their own spells. Yeah, I can Vines their Spellskite to win the war. Is exactly correct. The templating on Vines of Vastwood is like super awkward. What are we doing, opponent? It looks like the chat has died on stream. Let me refresh it. Streamlabs might be having issues. Yeah, they're probably gonna Vines my Spellskite. I'm gonna fire up this Inkmoth and attack here. So the way this works out if they block is I can Pendelhaven this and then theirs will die and end of turn, but I'll keep mine. I'm just gonna let this happen. If they attack with Dryad Arbor next turn, I'm gonna fire up my Inkmoth and block it, I think. Maybe. Okay. We started a second league, gamer. This is match 5 of the second league. I think I'm dead here, right? Yeah, I should have left up double vines. No, double vines doesn't even do anything because of their Spellskite. Chat, you can't redirect it. You can't. They vines my Spellskite. That's not how magic works. Oh, did I punt it? I punted it. Can't be targeted spells or abilities. This opponent's. Yeah, you're right. I punted it. Totally could have. Yeah, I mixed it up. I was doing two things and they got me. Just wanted to drop by and say thanks for your content, and here's a deck for the queue. Sounds good. Thank you for the support. I might keep this. I was just doing two things at once and not paying attention to what was actually going on. That was the thing we were talking about. I could have, in fact, spellskited their things. Nah, it even writes it on the thing. It said can't be the target of their opponent's spells or abilities, and I messed it up. Yeah, if they vines my creature, I can't target it with stuff. Whatever I vines can't be targeted by their Yeah, I'm probably supposed to Inquisition here. I've looked at the elf decks. I have not played them. We have a couple in the queue. I'm aware of how the interaction works, chat. I mixed it up in the moment and conceded by mistake. Because I mixed it up. You know, you can stop explaining it to me. I understand the interaction. I was doing two things at once. I was refreshing the chat to try and make sure it worked. Yeah, I definitely should have Inquisition last turn. Now... do I just hope not to die here? Yeah, I don't have any control over the chat. I just can't do anything about his optic. I guess I can kill them next turn anyways with the land drop. All right, I'm gonna Inquisition here. All right, well, we are nowhere close to being able to kill them. Spell Pierce is very good. Yeah, it's gonna be the league we're gonna play after this one, Giant Joctobot. We are 3-1 in this league. We went 3-2 in the one before this. Am I dead to this mutagenic growth next turn? I think I am, right? Yeah, I think we're dead. We're just not going to be mana efficient enough this game. Yeah, I'm just going to move on. Feel bad punting the second game there. So I went 3-2 twice. I feel like I messed up 2 of the games in both of those. Or 1 game in both those sets. It could have very easily been a 4-1. The Sylvan Scrying is nonsense once I fix the mana base. Honestly, playing those matches kind of convinced me that like 21 lands is probably right. I felt like we were starved for mana more often than we were flooded. The Sylvan Scrying is some nonsense. I think I'd play a second Birds of Paradise, not only for the fixing on Phyrexian Crusader, but also because just having more accelerants is good. Like turn 1 dork into like turn 2 2-drop plus like defense or discard spell was really good. All right, I'm gonna explain why Amulet Titan was good at SCG for people that don't understand Modern. Modern is the format where there's 50 different decks that you can play. And at any given point, 50 of those decks are capable of top 8ing tournaments every weekend. And you're basically just putting numbers into a random number generator, deciding who's running good, who's playing good from week to week. A random deck putting 2 people into the finals of a tournament doesn't randomly make that deck suddenly good or bad. All it means is that weekend was Amulet Titan's weekend to have a good run. Next weekend, it'll be Dredge. The next weekend, it'll be something else. That's just like how Modern is. When there's this many decks that can top 8 every tournament, not everything that can top 8 every week. There's a very real chance that we won't see Amulet Titan another top 8 for weeks, because sometimes people just don't show up with it to the tournament, or sometimes the people that do show up with it play bad or run bad or hit bad beats. Like, that's just how it goes. That's why when you hear people talk about things to try and make themselves feel smart, like metagaming Modern, or they're doing this because they have a good matchup against this other thing, it's just like, well, that's not really how the format works. Scred won a Grand Prix once. God bless Scred winning a Grand Prix. Asum with the 12-month 3, so if you got any more of them green pointy things, time to slay some nerds. I knight thee, Defender of the Realm. Thanks for the 12 months and welcome back. I appreciate it. Yeah, this deck was deep. I might kick the tires on this again before the Invitational. I was pretty set on playing elves, but this is a pretty proactive deck that has some good quality disruption and gets to get a lot of the other linear things that are going on. So I think this is probably something I'm willing to try again. I think this is a deck that has a lower floor than elves, so when I'm playing it poorly, we're winning less games, and I still managed to go 3-2 twice. So